making vocals wider, giving more dimension to synths, or giving more depth to a drum kit are some of the applications that can be explored with delays. In this particular case, we have the option to go further with a multimode delay effect plugin with SphereDelay. Hi everyone and welcome. I hope you're doing well. My name is ThomC and today we're going to be talking about SphereDelay by WA Production. SphereDelay goes beyond a classic delay plugin, adding filters, a reverse effect, LFOs, an envelope follower and more creative modulation options. In this video we're going to check out SphereDelay on different sound sources, adding width, depth and explore creative combinations. Let's check it out.
You and I, a delicate rise, I'll never feel.
So let's take a look at the user interface. At the top of the plugin, we've got some presets. We've got 30 presets going from quite simple to actually more experimental. And then we've got a filter section with high pass, low pass and band pass. We've also got a cutoff control and an emphasis control, which is basically a resonance control. Then we've got saturation, envelope follower, which basically follows the input signal or the transient of the input signal. Then we've got the LFO section with the LFO frequency that you can sync to BPM. And also the LFO range, and you can also change the wave shape of the LFO. You've got 3 shapes to choose from, and then in the middle we've got the delay types with mono delay, stereo, ping pong and ping pong separated, which basically where you can actually set a different delay on the left and a different one on the right, and you can also sync that to BPM. And then at the bottom of the plugin is where it gets creative, so you can basically affect the delay time with the 2 controls that you can see here, envelope time mod and LFO time mod. So those are quite creative and we'll take a look at that in a minute. And then you've got the classic feedback and dry and wet controls, and then down at the very bottom, we've got a reverse effect, and you can also bypass the plugin. In this first example, we'll be listening to an acoustic guitar going from dry to wet, and I've actually used the envelope time mod and the LFO time mod to give some sort of tape effect. So let's listen to that. And now we're going to listen to another tape effect on an acoustic guitar again. I've set the delay time a bit slower and the feedback is actually a bit longer. Still in the same style and again on acoustic guitar, this reminds me a bit of the Strymon timeline for some reason, and the modulation is a bit more prominent, so let's have a listen to it. Now let's have a listen to some drums, and I've actually automated the delay time in this case. Listen to the change, of course, in timing, but also in tone, in texture, and how the filter of the plugin actually interacts with the delay time to have that comb filtering effect to other creative options. In this example, we'll be modulating the LFO time mod and listen to that scratching effect on the electronic drums here. It's quite creative and it reminds me of some Radiohead records for some reason. Some of those effects can be heard in the background of some of their records, I think. So it's quite nice to actually listen to that and play with that. So yeah, the previous example kind of reminds me of Idiotic from the album Kid A of Radiohead. And the next example, it's not intentional at all, but it reminds me of Planet Telex from the album The Bends. I was just playing around with the sound and it kind of reminds me of that character, that texture that we can hear at the beginning of the record. And I quite like that. Now we're going to listen to a grand piano and we're going to create some sort of pad-like effect around it with the ping pong mode and using, of course, the filter section and the envelope time mode and the LFO time mode again. So yeah, let's have a listen to that. In this next example, we'll be using the SphereDelay on a bass, and I've automated the cutoff and also the LFO frequency, and you'll notice some sort of bit crushing effect around the bass. I've actually used it in stereo mode. In the next example, we'll be listening to a recorded electric bass, and I've automated the envelope follower, the dry and wet control, and also the envelope time mod. And we'll listen to that weird texture going around the signal. And it's quite nice, actually, to use this SphereDelay as a sound design tool. I think it could be quite useful for that. In this next example, we'll be listening to some synths and listen to how the saturation interacts with the delay and the input signal. The next example is pretty cool. It actually comes from one of my songs called The Look Ahead that you'll find in the description and also showing up on your screen. It was recorded in my hometown with 3 different singers. Actually, there were 4 singers, including me. And it's quite cool to actually listen to this performance with the delay and also the filtering. I go from dry to wet and listen to how it widens the whole thing and also makes it very creative. So yeah, that was the SphereDelay, and I must admit that it must be my favorite plugin out of the Sphere series, though I do like the next one that will be reviewed on this channel, the Sphere Quad, that you'll see on the channel very soon. So SphereDelay does have a lot to offer, and I didn't quite expect that, to be honest. I really love the filtering section and also the options at the bottom of the plugin, the envelope time mod and also the LFO time mod. Those things actually make the sounds, they completely change the sound, which is really inspiring. So thank you very much guys for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed watching it. Don't forget to subscribe and to share this video. That'd be nice if you could do that. That'd be lovely. Please let me know what your favorite delays are in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys very soon. Thanks again, and bye bye.
On the 7th Street, baby in the lights of your best beliefs, slowing down the pace of your tired feet, flashes of a car that you'll never see. Always look ahead. sky. Oh, let's look ahead. Oh, let's look ahead. The second that you're gone is the second in my head. The second that you're gone, second in my head.
Thank you.